What was it like to be in Ford Field on Sunday night?
Man, I was like a kid. I tell everybody, I was standing still, but on the inside, I was jumping up and down. And I have to feel like everybody in that stadium was doing the same thing. Everybody was on their feet, like half the stadium, if not more, was full an hour before the stadium, before the game. So it was an exciting time, man. I'm just happy to be here in this moment, because like I said, it's been 32 years, like you said.
Exactly. So, and I'm sure while you were playing for Detroit, you were dreaming of what it would look like, right? Did it in your mind's eye look like the way you saw it in person?
Yeah, I mean, the loudest I ever heard Detroit was, I think it was 2011. We had a Monday night game. Chicago Bears came in town. They had like 11 false starts that game, but it was just rocking. I felt like personally, Detroit was probably one of the loudest stadiums I've ever been in the NFL. I think Detroit kind of proved that last week, and that thing was rocking. That thing was loud in there. That roof was just reverberating that sound. And the sound hit the roof and come right back down in the field, and my ears were hurting and everything. I think I'm gonna have earplugs this week too.
Okay, so yeah, I mean now that you'll take precautions for Sunday's game, is what you're saying.
For sure.
All right.
Take precautions.
Okay. So did you see Stafford as well? Did you see Matthew?
Oh yeah, man. I had to make sure I saw Stafford, man. I had to do whatever I could, to help the home team, man. Try to bring down, take some of his energy or do something. It didn't really work. He didn't throw any interceptions or fumble for me, but we at least got the win.
but I mean, again, it's just awesome to watch him play at such a high level, Calvin.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, obviously the level at which he can play, but to see him in this environment as the road villain, right, in this spot where clearly, his emotions had to be playing with him, and we're seeing a photograph on the screen here with his right thumb taped over, and he was bleeding, and he's taking hits, but I don't know if anybody throws a prettier spiral than Matthew Stafford, Calvin.
Yeah, man. Before they were talking about the Patrick Mahomes sidearm, no look stuff, Matthew was doing all that. We just in Detroit, so we didn't get all the love and media attention, but Matthew's been doing all that stuff. So, and like I said, when Matthew was here in Detroit, we knew we had a Super Bowl quarterback. And I think I said it before, once he left, the first year after he left, he got a Super Bowl, so we knew what we had, man. But Matthew, man, dude, yeah, he drops dimes. He put it anywhere on the field.
And what do you think? He won't say it publicly, but what do you think was going on in his brain and his heart that night when he strolled out to Ford Field?
He wanted to put it to us. I know it. I know he wanted to come home. He wanted to come home and put it to us. He knew we were going to be booing him. I know he was on point. I think he played a pretty solid game. But it was just at the end of the day, Detroit was just too much.
We've got Calvin Johnson here on the Rich Eisen Show. And speaking of guys that I'm wondering if you went up to, did you go up to Sean McVay and tell him that the award that he got for, what was it, the best prep player in Georgia back in the day when he won it over you, Calvin? Did you have that conversation with him at all, Calvin?
So, I think I recently just found out, the truth behind this story.
Okay.
So McVay was a year ahead of me. All right. So it was a whole year ahead of me. So I think it was McVay that might have started this whole story himself. He might be the root of this whole story because we weren't even in the same year.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't lose the award to him? Is that what you're saying, Calvin?
Yeah, I didn't lose it to him. I don't know who. I don't think I won. I didn't win the award. I don't know who I lost it to, but we weren't even the same year, so we couldn't even be up for the award together.
You know what? It doesn't matter then. Because I was watching the national championship game with Marshall Faulk, and we came up with the idea of having an almost Heisman house, and how the people in the almost Heisman house had better careers potentially than those in the Heisman house. Calvin, you know what I mean?
Heard of that. That's good.
Would you be in the almost Heisman house too, Calvin?
You know what? I had a couple votes, so I guess I would be a potential candidate.
You're in. I'll talk to Marshall about getting you a room in the almost Heisman house. I love that.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.